What's up, everybody? Sensei here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another video. And if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? Do not take life so serious. I'm telling you, man. Even me here joking, having fun, because I'm teaching myself how to ride this electric unicycle backwards, and it is going to be a clown show today. But I also want to talk about overconfidence and learning how to ride. You know, there's no magic trick. You're not going to pull any rabbits out of your hat trying to learn how to do certain things on these unicycles. You have to put the time in to learn how to ride. Now I'm on my Tesla V2. And this session was about an hour. That's it. I only rode for about an hour, and I'm going to tell you right now, I did a lot of flopping around. You know what I mean? Dropped the wheel. Now, I'm not going to show the whole session, but I will show, the progress and what happened. And it's almost to the point where you have to trick your brain. You got to trick your brain into learning how to ride backwards. And you can see I'm all over the place. But that's what I had stated at the beginning of the video. Don't take yourself so serious. I see a lot of riders, man, they take riding an electric unicycle way too serious. Again, to each their own, but it's all about confidence level, right? And you see the pic, you see this slide. It's not hard learning how to ride an electric unicycle. Like I hear some people, oh man, I learned how to ride it an hour, I learned how to ride 2 hours. Yeah, you learn how to go back and forth. But the hard part about learning to master riding is all the little intricate things that go into making one a superior rider. You know, whether it's riding in the wind, uneven surfaces, riding in traffic. I mean, the list is long as my arm. And I see so many riders rush the process. And it's like I'm saying to myself, what do you have to prove? And it's read this picture right here that just popped up. Read that and memorize that. It's all about the experience when you learn how to ride. That is what's going to keep you safe in your quest to becoming a superior electric unicycle rider. Now, I'm not a trick rider. I really had, jumping up and spinning it around and even riding backwards. My main thing was to get used to riding frontwards, because that's how I'm going to be riding 99.9% of the time anyway. And I can handle my electric unicycle very well frontwards. I don't get scared when it wobbles. I know how to make the transition from uneven surfaces. And when it comes to riding, I learned a very valuable lesson in riding in traffic. I was hit head-on by an SUV, and I hear a lot of riders say, well, I try to predict. No, you can't predict anything. You can't predict what a distracted driver is going to do. And that's one thing that I will try to tell riders: ride as safe as you can, but do not try to predict what a driver is going to do. Unless you're in an emergency, you have to make an emergency decision, and that's at your last, that's the last thing you can do, is try to predict what they're going to do to save yourself. But you don't want that to make your main means of being out on the road trying to predict what drivers are trying to do, if that makes any sense of what I'm saying. Just keep it simple, keep it fun, but put the practice time in and just learn how to ride. Now, I had some good attempts. As you can see right there, that wasn't bad. Just trying to get used to the positioning. I took all the pads off the wheel. I took my Clark pads off. The only thing that I did, I put a little bit of extra padding on the side of my Tesla just to fill in that gap a little bit. But otherwise, I felt that it'd be easier to learn if my feet weren't so locked in to the pedals. That way I can just shift them around any way that I needed if I had to make adjustments with my feet or my weight, or trying to get my hips in position. And as I was riding, there's houses across the street. You'll see when I make the switch of the camera angle and someone's yelling at me, they're like, "Yay!" They're cheering me on. It's so funny. You really never know who's watching you while you're doing this stuff. But you know, there's way better riders than me. I've never said I was the best rider, never attempted to set out to be the best rider. But even with that high skill level rider, I've seen riders break arms, legs, clavicles, wrists, ankles, crack their heads open, knock their teeth out, and they can ride me underneath the table. So I said all that to say, do not rush to get yourself in a bad situation. Again, no rider has anything to prove. You know, because we're all just one accident away from not riding again. It's not, you know, I get asked, is it dangerous? Yeah, it's dangerous. I'm not going to sit here and act like riding a unicycle is not dangerous. Yes, it's dangerous. You are on one wheel. That's it. It's not like riding a bicycle. It's not like riding a scooter or a skateboard. You have one wheel. So if something happens, if your electronics fail, if the wheel cuts out, if you, slide out on a wet surface, if you hit a bump and lose control and get the wobbles, there are so many factors that can go wrong. That's why I keep trying to tell new riders, even advanced riders, just take your time, even though people aren't going to listen, people are going to be people. Enjoy the learning process so you know if, like for instance, if your wheel does start to wobble, you know all the little intricate things that you can do to make adjustments so you don't go down. Now, right here, I heard Brother Flip's voice in my head, take some air out the tire. So, right here, I made an adjustment. I took some of the air out of the tire, and then I just started riding again, and it actually felt better when I let some of the air out of the tire. So with that being said, I have run my mouth far too long. Remember, you get on your wheel and you ride it like you hate it. You be safe out there, but you ride it like you hate it. I'm Sensei. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello. Good night.